Hello, everyone. It's me, Orpheon, your infant dragon sorcerer here, and I'm making another what if. It's a very interesting what if. It's what if Asta had Ultra Instinct. And, in case you don't know anything about Ultra Instinct, it basically Goku unlocked it during the whole Tournament of Power, and that's as far as we know about it. But apparently, it gives you a massive boost of key control and a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, it enhances your strength, speed, and as far as we know, it allows you to just move your body to move automatically. And I mean, I'm not kidding. It allows you to move your body automatically without you even needing to think. So it's a very overpowered ability. So, yeah, okay. And we can actually say that pretty much Ultra Instinct is gonna be way different in Black Clover, but we're just gonna keep it the same as it is in canon in Dragon Ball Super, since it came from there. And okay, let's get to the wave. Pretty much when Asta and Yuno are both babies, and they're pretty much at left at the church, and the priest picks them up and takes them in to raise them and stuff like that. But for some unknown reason, Asta, when he's crying and stuff like that, he starts radiating some sort of aura, and his hair began to turn pure white and silver and start to glow. And this aura was covering around him, and he's really warm, like really super hot. And I mean, like, his body temperature was out of control. It was almost like he had flame magic, but it wasn't magic. It was ki. And whenever Asta began to cry when he was a baby, the priest actually had to have Sister Lily and another mage that specializes in water magic to make sure the temperature that Asta, his ki, to make sure his so-called magic, using quotation marks, is basically kept under control. And sorry if I'm stuttering, everyone. I don't have a script for this one either. And yeah, I tried to write a script for this one, but I just been reading all of your comments about adding a certain ability to either Asta or Deku, and I'm trying to do my best and do research on all the abilities you guys come up with. And so, yeah, I'm listening in the comments. I'm listening, and I value all of your opinions. So, thank you for taking an interest in my channel so much. So, keep on coming up with ideas because I'm mostly stumped on giving Asta or Deku different types of abilities in all my what ifs. I mean, was lucky to come up with this many what ifs because I've been thinking about it for most likely a couple of months. But thanks to you guys, I've been actually being able to come up with a lot more what ifs. I mean, mostly because I realized that there's not that many the types of what ifs I come up with on YouTube. So just letting you know that I'm listening to you all in the comments. So just saying. A few years pass, and Asta begins to. He's relatively different than the Asta in canon that we all know from Black Clover. He pretty much is smarter. Like, his intelligence is boosted. He's not stupid and dense like he is in canon. And this what if Asta is smart and intelligent? And he still has his loud personality, but he's not as dense. He's become more intelligent. It must be because of Ultra Instinct requiring him to have a very high sense of intelligence and skill in martial arts. So whenever Asta practices martial arts or starts meditating by the river, his hair begins to turn silver and white and start to glow, and his Ultra Instinct mastered mode begins to take effect, and some of the waterfall begin to turn to steam due to the massive heat and massive temperature of Asta's ki. But he still hasn't been able to control it, so he still has Ultra Instinct, but it's Ultra Instinct Omen. So that's pretty much the level that Asta is at right now. So he's not overpowered, he just has a little bit of control over Mastered Ultra Instinct, but he still can't control it fully. He can only go into Ultra Instinct Omen. And this is around the time when Asta and Yuno are both going to receive their Grimoire. And everything happens relatively similar. Yuno gets a 4-leaf clover, and Asta thinks he's going to get a Grimoire, but he doesn't. And later on, the two nobles challenge and basically try to teach Yuno a lesson, saying, a peasant like you shouldn't have a grimoire, especially a 4-leaf clover. We're supposed to be the stars of the show. We're supposed to be the center of attention, because we are nobility and royals, unlike you stupid, weak peasants who should be down in the dirt. Or just groveling at our feet. They try to attack Yuno, but it doesn't work, only to be tied up by chain magic from the rogue mage, and he sees Yuno's 4-leaf clover. And he says, a 4-leaf clover. I'll take that. He uses his chain magic and binds Yuno, but Asta begins to sense something's wrong. It's because of his ki. He senses something is wrong, like, he senses, oh no, Yuno's in trouble. And with insane speed, like almost at the speed of light, he appears in front of the chain mage. And Asta, he's just in Ultra Instinct Omen, so he doesn't need to talk or at all. He just moves his body automatically, and the chain magic mage uses his chain magic to attack. Sorry if I keep saying chain magic over and over again. I'm sorry if that's annoying, but bear with me, everyone. He uses chain magic to attack Asta, but he dodges in light speed and keeps dodging every single attack. And he actually is able to move so fast they took back Yuno's 4-leaf clover grimoire without the rogue mage even realizing that it was out of his hand. And he's like, What type of magic is this? How is this possible? And Asta just looks at the rogue mage with literal contempt. Like he's disgusted that filth like him would even think about stealing his rival's grimoire, and think that they could actually get away with it without paying a price. And Asta just moves incredibly fast and straight up punches and kicks the rogue mage and just sends him flying to the other side of the same area that, close to the building where all the grimoire is. And not only that, the chief of Hage village notices that he senses some unknown energy, and it's not at all related to magic, and he comes to see Asta and Yuno perfectly fine, and the beaten up rogue mage, and he calls the magic knights, and pretty much they pick him up, and the two nobles basically are shook and traumatized. They're like straight up not going to be even close to trying to become magic knights because they are weak. Their magic's weak, they're weak. They're not even close to qualified to become magic knights. And this will play a key part in this What If series, so pay attention and I'll do my best to explain. Not only is Asta and Yuno very well, they somewhat have a different relationship in this What If. Asta is still keeping his loud personality, but Yuno notices how strong Asta is when they're younger, earlier on when they're at the church. And Asta and Yuno are better friends. They talk to each other, and Yuno says, "Huh, nothing less from my rival. Of course, I knew you were able to beat that loser." And Asta's like, "Well, duh. I mean, we have been training for a while. Well, ever since we got to the church and when we got old enough to train." And in this what if, Yuno's magic is a lot stronger in this what if. Since he's been regularly sparring with Asta even before Yuno got his four-leaf clover grimoire, so his magic and his physical stamina and body are a lot stronger and more powerful in this what if. So just letting you all know, in this version of what if Asta had a certain power, in this what if series, Asta is a lot stronger, and as well as Yuno. So later on, they head to the capital the next day after that whole event, and Asta and Yuno both register their grimoires, so Asta still gets his four-leaf clover grimoire, and pretty much the only key thing that happens differently is when Captain Yami of the Black Bulls notices Asta, he senses really powerful, immense power coming from Asta. And when he first encounters Captain Yami, when Captain Yami tries to grab Asta's head, he just dodges. He just sidesteps, and his sheer speed was able to cause shockwaves that everyone was able to feel. And I mean none of a single magical bird that can detect magical power, except Nero, because Nero can just go near Asta because it knows that Asta is going to be able to go gather the magic stones. So Yami is really intrigued and curious about Asta's power and his weird energy, his ki. Just from him sensing Asta's ki, he's able to sense it a little, but not the Dragon Ball version ki, but like the massive amount of ki that is overflowing around Asta. So Asta is challenged by Seke, and Asta still one-shots him, and Yuno challenges a Royal and wins without even a contest. And then everyone is shocked to see that Yuno and Asta are both getting accepted into all Magic Knight squads. Even the Black Bulls, Golden Dons, Blue Rose Knights, everybody. And everyone is shocked that two commoners and just gritting their teeth saying, "That's impossible. They're commoners. They shouldn't even be here. They're supposed to be weaker than us. I won't accept this. I won't accept this." One of the nobles who failed and wasn't accepted into any squad was just flat out throwing a tantrum and furious that commoners were even able to be in the same room as him. And this is when Asta just goes up to him and says, "The reason you weren't selected, because you're too damn weak and too selfish." And Asta just flicks his finger at the noble's forehead and just straight up hurts him to the point where his body just launches to the wall, right through the wall of the stadium where the Magic Knight selection exam is taking place. And the damage is just immense. And this noble is critically hurt, but not badly hurt. He's just bruised up to the point where he's out cold. And Asta held back, and he looked at all the people that were royal and nobles, and he said, "I know for a fact that I was born with this power for a reason. So I'm going to prove that it doesn't matter what your social standing is. And even if you're a commoner or a peasant or a royal or noble, you're all just people. We're all people, and we are all the same. It doesn't matter what our status is. I'm going to prove that to everyone by becoming the Wizard King. And everyone's like shocked, but they don't even know how to react. They're just stunned at the amount of power Asta has. And even Fuegoleon is thinking to himself, he's rather impressed with the resolve he sees in Asta's eyes. And Asta is an Ultra Instinct Omen, so he can feel all that energy coming off of Asta, and all the captains feel it. Even the captain of the Blue Rose Knights is somewhat intrigued by this power Asta has. And Yami is just very, he doesn't know how to react. He even notices instead, and even in the exams while everyone was using a broom, in Asta, he doesn't need a broom. He just flies. And when that happened, Yami is confused. Like, how is that possible? He's not, is that his ki? He's using his ki to lift him up high above the ground. Is that even possible? And Asta, he chooses the Black Bulls, and Yuno chooses the Golden Dawn. And pretty much everything happens relatively the same. And the Finral opens a portal to the Black Bull's hideout. Asta still passes his baptism, being tested by Magna. Even with his flame magic, it doesn't really do much. Like, at all. It doesn't even affect Asta. He just swings his anti-magic sword one time, and the shockwave was enough to pretty much nullify Magna's magic before it even comes near him. And pretty much Noelle is going to act a lot differently than she does in canon. Instead of being a tsundere, she somewhat, a little bit, develops feelings for Asta. But she still doesn't know if she can trust him. So, that whole scene with her pretty much trying to control her magic but messing up badly and having bad memories about the Silva family and how they treat her, insulting her, calling her a failure, calling Noelle a failure, and bullying her all her life. Yeah, that does happen, but a little bit differently. Except Noelle starts to blush just looking at Asta, and Asta is a lot taller, and I mean like a lot taller. He's the same height as Yuno in this What If. So he basically notices that Noelle's having trouble with her magic, and Asta tries to counsel her and try to teach her a little bit about magic, but he doesn't know how to explain it or interpret it. And he just shows what he does with his energy, and not only obliterating a tree that was the target Noelle was trying to hit, but he just shows Noelle that it's not about what happened in your past. You gotta move forward. If you don't move forward, you'll just be stuck in the past. And sorry for the background, guys. Sorry for the background noise. Not only after that, the next part of this What If, pretty much Asta is just gonna flat out annihilate all of the 3 mages that try to annihilate and slaughter Saucy Village. So in this What If, the chief of Saucy Village, the guy with the steel or metal or I don't know what it's called, but the one where he makes metal swords with his grimoire, he basically doesn't die. He's still alive. There's no problem. He's all alive and well, and yeah, that's one of the key differences in this What If. And Nero, he gets the magic stone from Saucy Village inside the church part of this roof, this hidden part of the church where the magic stone is currently, but Nero picked it up and brought it to Asta. But Nero's just flat out not acting at all like it does in canon. It just hands the magic stone over to Asta, and Asta, he pretty much hands it over to Captain Yami, and that whole mission was a huge success, where they got their mission from a bet to owe a favor to the chief of Saucy Village because they lost a bet from Captain Yami and Magna. That whole thing happens completely different. The chief of Saucy Village is alive, and he's not dead. So now we're heading to the dungeon arc. Well, I wouldn't exactly call it an arc, more like I don't know if it's called the dungeon arc, or basically, if you guys know what's called, the part where Asta and Luck and Noelle are heading to the dungeon, and where Yuno gets his wind spirit magic, and Asta gets his second sword. If you know what that, if it's called an arc or the dungeon arc or something like that, please let me know in the comments down below. And Luck pretty much is still tripping a whole bunch of traps on purpose, and he's using his lightning magic to just trip them on purpose, and Asta just dodges every last one of them. But he makes sure that Noelle doesn't go anywhere near traps, so he basically just picks her up bridal style and moves at light speed. It just dodges every single trap without even to use his Grimoire. And he's an Ultra Instinct Omen. And then he powers down, still holding Noelle, and he asks her, "Are you alright?" And Noelle is blushing, and then she tries to kick and say, "Let go of me! Who gave you permission to touch me?" And Asta then says, "Sorry, I didn't mean to make you angry." And she's still blushing, and she walks off. And this is when Yuno, Klaus, and Mimosa, they show up, and Klaus is still pretty much just flat out not acknowledging Asta like he's even there, and he's insulting about the Black Bulls. And Lux still runs off because he sent the Diamond Kingdom, one of their mages is here, and he goes after the one that uses this black smoke magic that weakens you and depletes your magic the more you inhale it, or the more closer you are to it, or if you're surrounded by it. So Asta and Noelle, well, mainly Asta, picks up Noelle because he senses how Luck, his magic or his key, is weakening, and he just picks Noelle up without even thinking, and he just flies all the way to help Luck out of the situation. And Luck is nearly out of mana and magic, and he's just exhausted, but he just goes out of control and just tries to attack. But Asta then stops Luck, and he says, "Hold it, Luck. We're members of this, we're teammates. We're part of the same squad. So we should work together." And Luck is saying, "No, he's mine. He's my opponent, so I'll beat him." And then Asta's like, "Luck, seriously. We're part of a team. If we're going to act like a team, we need to start working together." And Luck starts thinking, "Fine, I'll go with teamwork just this once." And the plan that Asta, Noelle, and Luck use to defeat this mage from the Diamond Kingdom happens a little bit differently. Instead of Asta having to use his anti-magic sword to not only cancel out his magic, but to let Luck distract the Diamond Mage, but he just zooms right past the Diamond Mage, and the wind was powerful enough to pretty much blow part of the magic away and made a small opening. Luck and Noelle both make it out a little bit, but not unscathed, but they're still a little weakened. And Asta then pulls out his anti-magic sword out of his grimoire and attacks the Diamond Mage by just hitting him with the blunt part of the blade. He doesn't cut him or anything, he just hits it with the flat part of the blade. And that completely knocks him out. And the rest of it, the mages, so one of the mages wakes up and they all manage to escape. And they do try to find out where their other teammate is, somewhere in the dungeon. And this is when their teammate, I don't know his name, he has diamond magic. I don't know what it's called. It's either mineral magic or diamond magic. Or crystal magic. I don't even know what it's called. I'm sorry, everyone, if I keep stuttering. I'm basically just going off the top of my head and remembering all what actually happened in canon with Black Clover, and I've seen it already, so seen the new episode and just going off memory. So if I stutter, everyone, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best, and I didn't have time to write a script for this one. But bear with me, okay? When Klaus, Mimosa, and Yuno, they see this guy from the Diamond Kingdom, and Klaus starts to think, wait, he's that emblem. He's from the Diamond Kingdom. I knew it's only a matter of time before the Diamond Kingdom showed up to try to take over this dungeon and seize what's inside. Or maybe some valuable magic while they're at it. And Mimosa, she was caught off guard by this Diamond Mage's crystal attack, and she's hurt, but she's not dead. She's still alive, she's just out of commission from the battle. She's using her recovery magic to heal herself up. And Klaus is basically trying to use some of his metal magic, or I don't know if it's called metal magic. Please let me know down in the comments down below what. I know it's a type of metal magic, but I don't know if it's actually called metal magic. So if you guys are watching Black Clover and you've seen this part, then I'm in this what if and Black Clover with the dungeon, please let me know if it's called metal magic or steel magic. Just let me know, please, because I don't want to sound stupid, and I'd really like your opinion or your input on this. Klaus tries to use his magic to attack, but it's not even doing anything. The Diamond Mage then makes a whole bunch of crystal-like versions of himself into like a sort of small army. And then Klaus is a little tired out because his magic is almost depleted. And he's using as much of his wind magic as possible, and he's barely still holding on in this fight. And then Asta with light speed, I don't know if it's light speed, but I don't know if it's officially light speed that Ultra Instinct is light speed or movement, but at light speed he flies over to where Yuno is and basically pulls out his anti-magic sword and pretty much just slashes this diamond sword that the Diamond Mage just made in complete two, and that disappears, and the Diamond Mage is saying, if you're weak, you die. The strong are meant to kill the weak. The strong survive and the weak die. That is the law of everything in existence. And Asta's just really ticked off. He's very ticked off, and he's just looking at the Diamond Mage, and he's not angry, but he's just disappointed in seeing how the Diamond Kingdom's been treating their citizens and just using and kidnapping children to make them into mindless killing machines and heartless, soulless soldiers. And Asta notices this gem on his, I think it's like on his forehead or in his chest. I don't know which one it is, where it is on his body, but it's pretty much an magical implant or something like that. And I keep saying and, I'm sorry. Asta uses his anti-magic sword and tries to swing with enough force to actually not kill the Diamond Mage, but knock him out of commission so someone could, tie him up with their magic or use binding magic. And it does work a little bit. It looks like it does, but this Diamond Mage, he's in the water, and he pretty much just creates a golem while he's under the water and uses flame recovery magic. And the recovery magic is called Phoenix Cloak. And it's very, very powerful. And it looks like Asta beat him, but it's later on found out that he didn't beat him. And Yuno still gained the wind spirit from the dungeon, and Nero still had to guide Asta to his second anti-magic sword. He gets his second anti-magic sword, but something's different about it. Instead of sort of like a rusty black mineral, it starts glowing a sort of very bright light down the center of the blade. And it starts looking like a blade of absolute pure light was enveloping it. And it was actually Asta's key. His key was being infused right into the blade, and it started to form into an actual sort of silhouette of a light construct blade around Asta's new anti-magic sword. And then he hurries to help his comrades, like Noelle. She's hurt, but Mimosa is trying to use her healing magic on Noelle because that last attack that the Diamond Mage used just hurt her a little bit pretty badly. And they're at a critical situation, and Yuno is running low on magic because of his previous fight with this Diamond Mage, and he doesn't know what to do. He's almost out of magic. Everyone's on their last link, and when Asta appears in front of them, he says, "Don't worry, I'm going to become the next Wizard King, and I'll save everyone." And that's where I'm going to leave it off this time. I know it was a little long and it hardly had any details in it. I'm sorry, I was pretty much trying to make a script, but I failed miserably at it. And you guys give me your opinion on this what if, and I'll probably do a redo of this one. But if you like it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, Infinity Overdrive, Infinite Realities, Infinite Possibilities. See you all next time. And please, down in the comments, let me know about any mistakes I made in this what if, because I really am trying to fix this what if I messed it up, and point out my mistakes, and I'll possibly do a fix of this what if video. So yeah, see you all in my next video.